Why? I know it's you, Amy. Why did you do it? Why?
I know what I heard. I swear to God I heard my ex in that phone call.
I just can't see him doing this.
I'd like to report something. I'm being stalked by my ex.
You made promises, Amy. You said we'd be together forever.
Well, hello. Welcome back. Holy crap. Can you guys believe it's actually been an entire year since I've done this show? You guys must have been like, oh, that guy just dropped off the face of the earth. I pretty much did. 2024 has been quite a year. I'll just say that. In a good way. In a good way, but it's a blur. It's all a blur. It just went by. The only show I've done this year is this one. It might end up being the only one. So there you go. But it's because I've been busy. You guys, I've been making a movie, and some of the people in the chat have been making a movie with me. I even have a bit of a guest that's gonna join me that was part of making this movie with me. So bear with me. We're gonna chat a little bit tonight. As you guys saw, that was our official teaser trailer for Unseen, and it's been fun putting that together over the last several months, and putting together the movie over the last several months. It's been hectic though. It's been a lot of work. I've had to do a lot of the post-production myself. Pretty much all of it, really, to be honest with you, other than a couple little things. But yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. I've got a new computer too, so I'm trying out new things here on this computer. I normally give shout outs to Breathless Beauties and Miss 44. It's been a while, but I remembered their company names. It's the two Michelles. It's Michelle Apollonia and Michelle Blasky. I don't have their images on this computer as of yet, though, unfortunately. But shout outs to Breathless Beauties by Michelle Apollonia, who does custom horror themed dolls out of Syracuse, New York. And Michelle Blasky, Miss 44, does very, very cool, obscure artwork. Let's go to the chat now real quick. Let's go to the chat. Who is all in the chat? Degree Centigrade, my man. Mario, my man. How you doing, Mario? Did you miss me? It's good to see you. And one of our producers for Unseen, Alexi Angelino. Hey, Alexi, how are you doing? AKA Management Productions is one of our producers on Unseen. So thank you very much for tuning in, Alexi. Hope you like the teaser as well. We have got A.S. Ramirez, Ringmaster Kane Vampire. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Alexi again. Oh, Bill Russell's, who is in Unseen. Bill Russell is in Unseen, so I won't say much more than that, but he is part of our film as well. And another actor in Unseen, Sarkis. Sarkis, my man, how you doing? Good to see. I miss you. He was only on set for a couple days. I didn't get to hang out with you much, but I had good times with you. That's all I can say. They had really, really good times. I hope you've all had a good time checking out the teaser trailer. Hope you guys like what we've done. It's a very dark movie, as you can see. A lot of it takes place at night. Not all of it, but a lot of it does. Who else we got here? Oh, Aaron, King Dime Zach. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? It's been a while. I've missed doing this show. I've missed chatting with you guys about random stuff. And yeah, just I miss doing it. I've just been so busy. A couple more people joined in. Apex, I think that's Clifton, who is one of our associate producers. Hey, Clifton, how are you doing? Good evening, everyone. He says, Stephanie Diaz, how you doing, Stephanie? It's been a while. How's it going? It's going great. You know what? It's going great. It's been a while. I have missed doing this, like I've said. Just trying to get a movie ready for you guys. So when you make these movies for such low budget, yeah, you do end up doing more work yourself than you probably should. So my plate's been pretty full, but I can tell you all. I mean, I sent out a update on our Indiegogo page a few days ago saying we're around 70% done. I can tell you that, you know, we have a cut of the film, but there's a couple little extra pickup shots I'm still getting, and they should be picked up within the next 2 or 3 days. So it's really close. I've started scoring it, so I've got a lot of music for it already, but still need more. Sound design is getting close. That's probably the one thing that's taken me the longest, sound design, because I've had to record all kinds of sounds for this movie. Mostly footsteps. That is probably something I am just getting very, very tired of doing. And it seems like every time I rewatch the film, I got to record new footsteps. So there you go. You guys are still in the chat. Oh, A.S. Ramirez, that's Susie. Oh, Susie, I remember you, Susie. It's your name is different than it was before. What was it before? It was Susie something. Susie. Oh man, maybe it was Susie Ramirez. I don't know. But I apologize. It's been far too long, you know. So what can I say? Alexi says teaser trailer so creepy. I hope you guys got that from it. I hope it felt creepy. I hope it felt, you know, very, very suspenseful, eerie. That's the intention, because that's the kind of movie it is. It's really quite a suspenseful movie. And I've said this before, don't expect a lot of gore in this movie. It's not a gory film. It's a suspense thriller. And I don't know, I hope you guys will like it. It's heavily, like I've mentioned, it's heavily inspired by the original Black Christmas. There are some nods to the original Black Christmas in this movie. Not huge nods, but there's one big nod, and I bet that the vast majority of people probably won't even notice it. So it's they're Easter eggs. We'll just say that. So yeah, hope that makes sense. And Susie Lopez, that was the name, but I changed it to Susie Ramirez. Oh, well, how do you like that? I had no idea, Susie. And I still have no idea what you look like, because you always have an interesting avatar. Anyways, I do have a guest, kind of a last minute guest, but this person was the AD on our film, the only AD. Usually people have when these movies get made, they have a whole team of ADs. You got your first AD, your second AD, your third, your fourth, but we had one. And even she will tell you it was tough. And her name is Tanya Keller. She also has a small role in the film as well. So here is Tanya. She's going to pop on with me. Hey, Tanya, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's
How is everybody
great.
else today? How are you doing, Steve?
A little tired,
Yeah.
but I'm hanging in there.
I am loving seeing all the people. Hi, Sarkis. Sarkis, it's always good to see you. I see my friend Diana from Miami is here, so that's lovely to see. Thank you for coming out. Give her a
Awesome.
shout out. But yeah, and
There you
Bill,
go.
hi. Yes, but you were saying it is many hats that you wear when you're indie filmmaking.
Definitely. You just have to, and sometimes you have to learn on your feet.
Yeah, I have never first AD'd before. I also did the wardrobe, hair, some of the makeup. So yeah, you learn as you go, but it was a great experience, and you were great to learn under. So loved it.
Well, you were great to learn under too, because we
Cool.
all we're all kind of just trying to learn at this game of filmmaking at the end of the day, and we were lucky enough to make this film work.
Yep, we did.
There were some times that I was like, is this going to work? But we did. We
did.
pulled it off, because that's what you do. You persevere, and
You do.
yeah.
For
you
the
just
love of
make it
filmmaking.
work.
Even
Exactly.
when Mother Nature is mad at you and doesn't want your first day to go well. Or
Yeah. You want to tell them about our Mother Nature incident?
Our first day was a lot of fun. I mean, we had great actors, so I mean that's what made it easy. Our actors were amazing to work with. But we got to our first location. We had unexpected construction, which is not great for a poor sound guy. I felt bad for his ears all day. And then it started to hail. And we had an exterior shot we were shooting, and we really needed it to be kind of on the street. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, it just started to hail. And where we live in Kelowna, BC, it just doesn't really hail in the middle of spring. So it wasn't really something we anticipated happening, right? I mean, it can happen. It rains. And so yeah, we just had to adjust the shot really fast. And our one actress that we had, we were so lucky to have Jamie to come in, Jamie Hill, who was
Jamie Hill,
who was amazing. But we only had her for the day. And
not even, we had her for like
even
a matter of a couple of hours.
Yeah, she literally flew in and out just to do our film, which we were, very grateful for. She's been in another really famous indie horror movie,
Skinamarink,
which blew everyone's minds in what you can do with indie filmmaking. So that is always inspiring to people like us who's making an indie horror when we saw the success of that. And so we only had her for a few hours. And so when it started to hail, we were just like, oh man, okay. But
change of plans.
Change of plans. Like, yeah, we're gonna move it under the awning of the house, and that's what you do. Just think on your feet, right?
It works. There's one little thing about it that bothering me about it.
I know.
However, I haven't heard any complaints from anybody who's seen the like any of the like Alexi. I don't recall seeing any complaints about that scene from you. And none of the other producers complain about it. Right? So I added some footsteps to help. Boy, poor me recording so many. And what you don't realize about footsteps is that everybody has got different footsteps, and you got different surfaces, different types of shoes. I think this has been the most
Foley you've had to do?
The Foley, this is definitely the most Foley I've ever had to personally do on a project, because I didn't do any of the Foley on SAWYER Massacre. That was we had a sound designer.
Foley artist on there? Yeah.
We did. We had a full sound designer that did all that. So Kyle Hames, shout out to Kyle Hames. I wish you could have helped me on this one, but that's okay. He probably could have. You know, I never really asked him if he would help me out on this one, so that's okay.
Well, and just so many different kinds of surfaces that we used. Like,
yes,
there's
exactly.
a bazillion kind of surfaces, so you probably you were experimenting with all the different kinds of footsteps.
I had to use different materials to get because it's not all just because I have wood floors here in my house, and not every surface was wood floors, right? So you had some that were a little bit carpeted, and you know, just and there's cement cement floor. You know, I had to sort of try to mimic the sounds the best I did. I hope I'm doing a good job with it. I think I still probably have a little bit more. I don't, as far as I know, I don't have any more footsteps to do. Well, but I'm probably going to go over the film again and be like, oh, I do need footsteps here. I mean, you know, it seems like a never-ending thing because I've already done it about 20 times probably already. Just rewatch it with the new sounds I keep adding, and it's like, whoa, I still need more. I need more. So, from a Foley perspective, this movie has been exhausting for me, but I've made it. I think we got at least one new chatter. We've got another one of our associate producers, Kim from Macabre-ish.
Thank you.
Macabre Daily magazine. I believe that's the name of the magazine. They've done a story up on us before. Thank you for joining in, Kimberly.
Amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and we've got our good buddy John from Doomsday's Crypt. Hey, John.
Hi, John.
How are you doing? I hope to be on your show again soon. I've missed you, man. I've missed you.
He's been busy making a film.
Yeah, I have. And
and being a dad and all that.
We got your buddy Brett in it though. Brett has a role in it. So the big swag.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, no, it's been fun, but I mean, we've also been doing pickup shots. Like, I mean, Steve, what we just shot not that long ago, you and I shot together again.
Yeah, and that's another challenge for me. I had to kind of learn how to use this really expensive camera because I'm not a camera. In case you guys don't know, I am not a camera guy. I'm not a techie person whatsoever. So I was texting back and forth with our DP on how to use this thing properly, and so I can get these shots. And I think I figured out how to use it pretty well. But I mean, I look back at the way the shots look in the film, and they look pretty good. So they look like they match up pretty well. So I think I'm doing okay. But
I think you did great. No, you did great. And I guess that was another role that I did. I did stunt work on this show.
That's right. You did. You did some stunts.
I did some stunts. I did some stunt doubling and standing in for one of our actresses who wasn't here at the time. So yeah, I got to do some stunt work, which was fun because I've done stunt work before and it was really nice to do some again. So
I've never done stunt work, but I'd be happy enough to do it. I don't mind hurting myself.
Well, you kind of did. No, I'm not gonna say anything. You kind of did, Steve.
Did I? What did I do that was stunt?
No, you can't. Well, not really stunt, but
stand-in stuff, yeah.
Stand-in stuff. No, but on this one.
I'm famous for standing in for Ron Perlman's hands.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
I got to be his hands in the movie.
You do,
I know.
On this film, But you have. But I was referring to Ron Perlman's hands. Yes.
I know. Yes, of course you were.
Yes.
I've still never even seen that movie. It's called The Last Victim. I don't even know where to watch it. I don't even. Is it like available on any stream? Maybe from I don't know.
Maybe Tubi. I don't know.
If it went on Tubi, then it didn't do too well. I don't think. Well, I mean, if that's the only place you can stream it probably didn't do too well.
Yeah.
But I know that they blew up their budget a little bit, from what I've heard. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't see the paperwork, so I won't.
We'll reserve our judgment on that one.
Exactly, but I heard it wasn't that good of a movie. Anyways, I don't know. Did you see it?
I haven't seen it. I know lots of people that worked on it though, so I've heard lots of stories. So yeah.
Pretty much everybody locally worked on that one, I think.
Yeah. Well, anyone here, has worked. Whatever film comes to town is big film. Usually, lots of people in the industry work on it. But we also had lots of film students working. Well, not lots, but we had 4 really fantastic film students who got to do camera work too. So for all the camera work to be really consistent, that's impressive, actually.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. I think our DP really was good at Will's is great, and I think he taught them a lot, which was really, really good. And they got a lot of on-set experience and mentored them, so that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Will has been around, I'll say that, and he and I have worked together many times in the past, and so he's got experience. That was a new camera for him to work on though too. So, but he's pretty comfortable with Canon cameras. From
He is.
we shot a couple other films on a Canon C100, I believe.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice
Yeah.
camera too. So he kind of gets the gist of how Canons work, but the C70 that's quite a camera.
Yeah, no, it was
I'll say
nice,
that.
and the lens. We had a good,
All those lenses were
lenses. The lens was.
The lenses were more expensive than the camera.
They were, and those lenses were. We were always like, where the lens cap, and
God, yeah, that's scary. We're still missing one item from filming, and that's okay. It's it's hey, I guess that kind of thing is a given. I wonder if my insurance can replace that.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but it might be too late for me to make a claim. I mean, it's such a small. Is it? I don't know.
Maybe it's within the year. Do it before the end of the year. You should look into that, because if it's maybe within the calendar year or 12 months, I would look at your insurance, because technically you still did some pickup shots too. So maybe it would be. I don't know. Maybe for the movie. I have no idea about insurance in movies. That's one thing I don't know, but I would check into it.
I just know to get it.
Yeah. No, you know to get it because.
But what are you? But I know we're covered for equipment on the movie, so.
I never even thought of that. It's really good to think of, because I know that was always like when we lost that one lens cap. I'm texting everybody. Do you have this in your pocket? Do you have this in your car?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we had stuff missing that we did find, but this one item just never got found, unfortunately. And who knows? I mean, it's unlikely that somebody just stole it, but
it's probably in someone's car and fell in under someone's seat or something. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
It'll
probably. You probably just never know when it's going to show up.
No,
it could show up like 5 years from now and be like, "Oh, look what we got here."
Yeah, it'll turn up in your house somewhere.
It wasn't a lens cap, but it was, it was.
An attachment.
It was an attachment. Yeah, it was a plate. It was a plate
for the
camera plate. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, the other thing that was a bit not a challenge, but just we had a lot of night scenes in this movie too, and so we were shooting. We had to wait till the sun went down for a lot of stuff.
It was tough.
That was, I mean, everybody kind of felt like they were working a night shift job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah, we managed to finish pretty decent hours for most nights. There was one or two nights that we were like shooting till like 2 in the morning, 2 to 3 in the morning, somewhere in there.
But we didn't start till later, so it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when you don't start till 9, it's like, well, of course you're gonna. That's just how it's gonna go. I should mention to you guys in the chat that you guys are feel free to ask questions.
Yes, please ask questions.
Anything,
anything
any kind of questions you have about the movie, about what I've been doing over the last year,
or anything different from Sawyer Massacre to this movie, from Steve's last movie to this movie. If there's anything different, if you saw Steve's last movie to this movie, any questions like that. Part of how we did the casting process, because that also we had to recast right before the movie too, so that there was lots of different stuff that happened. So if there's
like
any
this one.
questions.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, do we have a
this
favorite?
one.
Sarkis is asking. Or
we'll go with sorry. Let me do this first, because
we'll do this one first.
Aaron was actually on set for the Sawyer Massacre. He's one of the extras in he's one of the picketers, the protesters. So you seem to have a lot of luck with unusual weather during filming. Hey, that's something you just learn to expect. I would say this for Unseen. We only had the one bad experience. It just so happened to be the very first scene we shot for the entire movie, and at the time it was like, holy crap, are we? I said to myself, holy crap, are we cursed on this movie here?
Yeah,
because it's just like we have so little time to get this scene in the can, and and this just happens, and there was already so many rough things happening with with scheduling
Yeah.
and locations pulling out, and you know, that was the challenge with this film. It was a mental challenge. Sawyer Massacre was a mental challenge too,
More
but
physical, I think, for you, right? More
definitely
physical?
I would say that was more of a physical challenge, because of all the weather.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the logistics of shooting in some of these locations that are out in the middle of nowhere. You
Yeah.
know, so
So you're walking down bushes to get to a house, and that kind of stuff,
yeah,
right? We didn't have to do anything
exactly.
like that here. So
And I just want to let everybody know the whole crew on the Sawyer Massacre all pitched in, helping
Yeah.
cut down trees and hacking their way through bushes and stuff, just so we can clearly see the house that's in the, like our DP was there, you know, our grip was, you know, it was just everybody.
Yeah.
Our second AC and her, Christina, she was second AC and props, well, not props, but set deck.
Yeah.
On that, and she was all like, they're all there just hacking away. Christine Alverson, who was nice enough to put us up in her house for 3 weeks. You know, she was out there cutting down trees and everything. It was that I'd never seen that before. I'd never experienced that much dedication from a crew.
I would have loved to have been on that shoot.
Just to make sure that we could see the house through the trees.
So this one I think definitely is probably more of a mental challenge for you, hey? Just figuring stuff out. And I think some of the last minute, like, because we had a location back out last minute.
We had a location back out while we were filming movie. I get an email, and I was, you know, I was kind of like curious because, you know, about a few days before the filming, they were like, yeah, we're definitely in. That's all good. Send the paperwork over. I sent them the paperwork over, and they didn't send it back. So it was like, what's going on here? And I was emailing, hey, I just need that paperwork back from you. I just need, you know, to have it signed. And, you know, then, you know, while we're filming, we were already like 5 days into filming, and I get the email back saying, I apologize, but we can't be have our location be a part of your film anymore. There's something in the contract that we just don't like. And they didn't, and I asked them what it was in the contract that they didn't like, and
at all.
They weren't specific. And I asked them and never got a response back. So I just figured, oh God, I'm screwed. Yeah. But we managed to find, well, we had to find 2 locations because this place was covering 2 locations. Yeah. So
I think as the first AD, because that's where your mind goes as a first AD, as you try to be 5 steps ahead for the director so you don't stress, right? I'm trying to take the least stress off of you, right? So when you started to say, I'm not hearing back from this location, I just started brainstorming where else we could go. So I'm thinking, okay, where can we go? And so we both, you know, I think we both had a brainstorming session, and we were like, okay, where else, you know, because we were getting nervous, right?
I know.
But it worked out because actually the location that we got it turned out, and it looked great.
Both locations worked great. Perfect. Both of them
you know what?
great.
Maybe it was meant to be, and that it looked fantastic, and that's how it was supposed to go. Just, you know, minor stresses at the time.
Right? Well, let's go back here to the chat here, because
let's get another question.
Let's just go through here real quick. John says, "Miss you too, pal. Let's get scheduled." Yes, let's get something scheduled. Bill saying, "Wow, judgmental. Not sure what that's about."
I think that was about the last that movie, the other movie we were talking about. But
the last victim. Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to judge it. I haven't seen it. Nope. I saw bad reviews for it.
But we have not seen it, so we can't judge.
I kept hearing while I was on set that it's gone way over budget, and they had to rewrite script rewrites. They had to write Ron Perlman's character out early. So, anyways,
it's indie filmmaking, right? I think you know.
I mean, it's higher budget indie filmmaking. We're talking hundreds of thousands at least, maybe even to the low millions.
Close to low millions, yeah. But that's considered, low filmmaking.
But we had tens of thousands of dollars on this film. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars to make
Monopoly money.
Oh no,
I
we
know, I know.
we raced a bit, and
Yeah, we did,
a lot of my own money went into
Yes,
this
I was
movie.
gonna say
You know,
we need to raise money and more money in our Indiegogo so Steve
just
gets out
so
of
I
debt.
could get out of debt. But you
Yeah.
know, anyways, Sarkis says, "Do you guys have a favorite scene in the movie without spoiling anything?" Ooh,
I know. Ooh. Oh, we both did. Steve and I share a brain a lot of times. Let's see.
Well, I would probably have to say my after you know I'm you haven't actually watched it yet, Tim. You know,
No,
you
but I
haven't
mean,
watched the cut or
no,
anything, but you
I haven't watched the cut yet, but I lived it.
yeah.
What would you say, Steve? I mean, it's hard to say without giving it away, right? But
Yeah,
in general,
I mean the ending is pretty.
yeah, the ending's pretty.
I like the ending,
The ending, yeah. I mean, I've read the script. And stuff. You know, the ending is. I just think the ending is just it's unique, right?
but it's also going to be an ending that makes some people say,
Matt.
"What the hell?
Yeah,
That's it?
Yeah, I know.
That's it?"
I was about to say that make people mad. Yeah, but
But that's
people
but
that
it's
like
but
smart
you know
horror movies, people that like smart horror movies will like this movie. Is what I think.
if you're willing to put your brain on a little bit,
Yeah.
don't turn your brain off watching this movie.
You need to
Don't
work
do
a little
it.
bit. You need to work a little bit in this one. Sarkis, I was gonna say that. I mean, I liked working with everybody. That the one night we filmed on. I mean, this is not going to give anything away. When we were in the car, you'll know what I'm talking about. When we were all in the cars outside. That was fun. That was a fun night. Yeah.
There you go.
With the two guys, and yeah, when we had to do a little bit of stunt work, not really stunt work, but you know, a little bit of, you know, that's when we used a little bit of FX stuff, and that was kind of fun. And there's part of that in the teaser, just a little
bit,
little teeny bit, and yeah, that was a fun night. But I mean, there was so much great stuff in there, so much great stuff. Everybody was great to work with, but that particular night, I think maybe it's just the night too. You know, I think the whole main cast was there that night. I think some of the cast stayed that didn't even have to go back, and they just kind of stayed to hang out, and it was a fun night. You know.
Well, that was because our Airbnb was so far.
That's right.
And we had one vehicle, so it's like they had to stick.
They were driving back and forth, but you know what? But it ended up turning out we all had a great time. So it turned out to be fun. Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, the Airbnb was like in West Kelowna, way in Glen Rosa, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know exactly. Sarkis knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
We got
the ending. Yes, the ending.
The ending is I've added a little something to the ending to hopefully maybe get people to not say that, to not think what the hell, man.
Yeah.
So much to maybe have people say, oh, instead, hopefully it's good. I don't know. I need to get more feedback from our producers. Alexi, tell me whether you think I should.
We were talking about that. You told me about that pickup scene. I think it's good. I honestly, I mean, it's actually right there in black and white almost.
What are your thoughts, Alexi? Should I keep this shot? Should I axe the shot? We're not going to tell anybody what the shot is.
No.
But let me know.
Oh, everyone's they're hating us right now. You've been just saying that and teasing them.
Our good buddy John Evans, associate producer as well.
Hello,
hey John, how are you doing? Behind the Fiends. Sorry I'm late. Hey, that's all good. That's all good. You're not that late.
No,
we're still gonna go for at least a good half hour, I imagine.
I DM John, so it's all good.
There you go. And also, sorry, I missed this. Our graphic sponsor, Joe Lawrence from More Sense Design, does all of our graphic type stuff, does our logo, did the logo for Sequanda Films. I would put your stuff up on here right now. Actually, I might be able to, just a sec. Let me see. Because
great work.
I am in OBS Studio. So if I'm in OBS Studio, do I have any? There's his logo. But there's a Sequanda Films logo that he designed. Can you see this stuff?
No.
It's not showing up? Oh.
No, it's not.
That's
Your
weird.
screen isn't sharing.
Weird. It used to do that on my old computer, but I guess it doesn't do it on this. Sorry.
Your logo's
Sorry,
like
Joe.
your logo's on your Facebook and like your Instagram and all your accounts and stuff like that, though, right? Your Secondo logo, yeah. So they can see his work on all your socials.
I'm getting used to this new computer, man. It's I love it because it's actually a lot faster in a lot of ways than my old computer, but and I don't have to set up as much stuff. You guys notice I don't have a microphone in front of me right now because the Mac microphone that I'm using here is just good enough. I mean, it's not. I'm sure it doesn't sound phenomenal or anything like that, but it sounds good enough for a live stream like this.
Yeah, I don't have
probably just as good as my old one.
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have my.
That's what I usually use, but not anymore.
Yeah, I have a mic too.
This is a cheap one though.
Today. Oh, I have like a Yeti and stuff that I use. I didn't bother tonight either. I'm just like, you know what? We're both just here with the people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alexei did say something in the chat about the.
Oh, okay. Where is the? Oh, there we go. I'm pondering the end. The mystery is twisted. Love that about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mystery is twisted.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn, but I just feel like if I don't at least do this, I'm just gonna have a lot of people hating me. Because you know what? I said the same thing about the Sawyer Massacre with the ending of that movie. The original script I wrote did not have the baby crying in the end. It did not have that.
Really?
And I came up with the idea of it. I watched some. Well, this was after the fact, but I had thought about it when I was writing that. It was going over the ending. I thought, boy, it'd be kind of cool to have something like that just to imply.
Yeah.
But I thought, that's probably just it's probably just giving too much away, though. It probably just makes it too concrete, and I am somebody who likes an open ending. Yeah. I love ambiguity, and I just want to have some ambiguity there. And so I didn't do anything at first, and then I watched I think it was a video on YouTube that was talking about the power of suggestion with the sound of a baby crying. And it was like a sign that I have to add this baby crying into the end of the movie.
I like the baby crying. I
and
didn't
it was
know that
explaining how the subtleties could, how it could mean different things. And you know what? I still get some people with different interpretations on what that baby crying means. So, I mean, it worked out. It worked out exactly how I wanted it to, because I got to hear all kinds of different theories on what it could mean, and some of them, boy, I never would have thought of in a million years, and I really liked that about it. So I guess it was the right call. So
no, it was.
There you go.
And I mean, I didn't even know that wasn't intent, like that you didn't intend that in that movie. So I think it was a little bit it was impactful. I think it stuck with me anyway when I watched the film. Not
there
just because I'm a mother, but I think any parent, that baby crying though is especially if you have kids, that's a very triggering sound.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. I think for anybody, I think that's just a biological, like probably what that YouTube video was talking about. It's a very like biological sound it gets to people, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, what was I going to say about this movie, about one of the scenes? Now I lost my train of thought. I'll think of it again.
Let's see what other people are saying in the chat.
John was just saying he's going to wants to have the two of us on after.
I did a CrossFit today for the first time after two strokes and a heart attack. Feel pretty good. Oh, wow. How about that?
Good for you.
Stay in shape, buddy. Stay in shape.
Yeah.
You look fine to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope you're not being serious about that. I doubt you are, but who knows? You are doing it right, adding that to the... Okay. He says I'm doing it right, adding it to the ending. Okay.
Then I agree with you. I liked when you told me that tonight. I think it worked. I think what you're adding worked. Because you do... that does show up what you did, and I won't give it away. It does show up before, like, in the movie, right? So it's not the first time we see that.
Oh, is
right?
that your friend Tommy in the waiting room? Did you invite...
Probably.
Did you give him the StreamYard link?
No.
You didn't?
I don't think so.
How did he get in here then?
No idea. Maybe by accident?
Did you post a StreamYard link?
I didn't post it. I didn't post it anywhere.
Well, since he's here, may as well add him in.
Well, yeah, add them in and we can talk about our stunt scene. You know what? It might have.
Hey,
I might have
there-
accidentally hit it when I forwarded. I might have accidentally forwarded two things. You know how you do that when you're clicking on two links and forwarding them on? Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah, that's probably what I did.
Well,
But, you know,
for everybody who doesn't know, this
Yeah.
is Tommy Steele. We worked together for some pickup shots that we did a few weeks ago. Now I want to say
Yeah.
it's about 3 weeks ago, I think.
Month
Yeah.
ago.
Or no,
Yeah.
more than no, it was before Halloween, right?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. So, geez,
Yeah.
even that's getting to be a while ago now. It seems like it was
Yes.
just yesterday, but
Yeah.
there you go. Did some cool stuff. I don't want to say too much about what you did,
No.
but
Give it
it
away.
was it was just one of those things where, you know, I had a little list of shots, and Tanya was like, "I'm bringing my friend Tommy. Let's see what we can do
Yeah.
some cool stuff with it."
Well,
And
Stunt,
you know,
former stunt actor, and he's an actor, and we work together a lot. I mean, Tommy's my film brother, and so we could do. I knew that I trusted him impeccably to do that stunt scene that we did, because the trust is always involved, especially with what we were doing. And I think we nailed it, Steve, didn't we?
oh yeah, looks
Yeah.
great in the film. But it wasn't just that. I mean, actually, probably there was.
Well, there was
don't
other
wanna
stuff.
spoil-
I know,
There,
I was gonna
there was
say,
a couple
Tommy-
of things I didn't
Yeah.
expect to do, but
Yeah, and Tommy
I
put the
did,
bill on
and-
that.
and it was like I was starting to pick up this one shot, and I had it lit just the way I liked it, and I said, Tommy's here. Let's see, Tommy, do you mind to just do this, you know? And he did, and it really adds to this shot. And then another shot that wasn't even on my mind, but I looked at Tommy and said, "Ooh, I think you're going to be good for this." So
Well, as long as you got it.
yeah, exactly. There we go. So tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you've done there, Tommy.
I've done a lot of low budget stuff.
Like this one.
Tapping into more union stuff coming in the new year. I got to go to Manchester here in March. I'm producing a film called Past Life. Quite a few Hollywood hitters are in it. I have quite a few on the back burner right now that have been like 2 or 3 years in the works.
That happens.
Just gnawing at the bit.
Yeah. Yeah, films take a while to get made, especially in the indie realm of things, whether they have money or not. I've heard films that had like a $3 billion budget, run out of money, so like, geez, you think, boy, you have $3 million, you ran out of money, but making movies is not cheap. And if you don't have the right people doing the accounting and doing the budget, and you can go over budget pretty easily,
Yeah, I'm involved with another one called Junkers. Originally was supposed to be shot in Los Angeles, but now they want to go to Vancouver because we get a better buck, and the tax break. And, I know the director quite well, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
That's been in the works since 19. So, I mean, I got probably half a dozen projects kind of like on the back burner.
Awesome.
Ready to go.
Our friend
Matter of money.
Teresa Cobb is in the chat. Hey, Teresa, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Another one of our
Teresa.
fantastic supporters. John says no, he's kidding. I hope so. 2 strokes and a heart attack. What the heck? Better
I
not.
actually read that, John. I read that wrong because I don't have my reading glasses on. I read that as you had 2 strokes and a heart attack during CrossFit, and I was like, "Why are you here, John? Go to the ER."
Oh, he's going to CrossFit because of that. I
Yes.
don't know.
Yeah.
John-
No. I know.
John,
I know.
John's like me. He's in his mid to late 40s, and he's like, wondering if he's healthy enough and wants to take care of himself.
course. And I
I'm kind
applaud
of getting
that.
there. I'm dreading the day that my doctor tells me I got to cut down on certain foods, and I know it's coming soon.
Speaking
What
about
can you do?
food, the catering you got on Unseen was phenomenal.
Shout out to Deli City
I was
Catering.
gonna say Deli City Catering, and because I'm celiac, I can't eat gluten, and they accommodated that no problem, and the meal still tasted like perfect. I still ate the same thing everybody else ate, and they were able to season it fantastic. And I mean, even the days that we had like just muffins and that kind of light breakfasty stuff, the days we did have day shoots,
Yeah.
they accommodated that. So yeah, Steve,
They were great. Yeah, I never had any complaints about the food
No.
on set, so that's always a good thing. Because
yeah.
and they were able to work with us on a budget too. So it's I mean, you wonder why films are expensive. Geez, food is food is a big part of the budget too. You know,
And I mean, I made sure that coffee was flowing. I always came carrying coffee every morning, right?
I always picked up Will's coffee for him.
You picked up Will's coffee, and then
and he always wanted me to get him 2. I had to get him at least 2
and then
every day.
He'd come in with 2, and then he'd look at me, and I go, "I got you for the rest of the day." And he's like, "Okay, good, we're good." So yeah, we just kept Will with coffee. As long as we kept Will, you got to make your DP happy. I mean, that's
right.
That's
the one. That's like the one thing he demands. I barely saw the guy eat on set.
Yeah, I know.
But man, that guy drank his coffee.
Him and our audio guy, actually. Our audio guy, Nathan.
Nathan.
And of course, you got to keep your audio guy happy. I want a shout out to our audio guy, Nathan. He was fantastic. He's very professional. He's very well known in Kelowna for being like one of the guys you go to for audio. He's just very, very good at his job, and he just was very professional.
Well, he's not good enough because I had to do ADR for that scene with hail and construction going on.
Well, yeah, that was.
I'm totally kidding, Nathan. That was all his fault. Yeah, right.
Yeah. He called up the construction and said, "I want a challenge."
I would have rebooked that scene.
I know
if I had a choice.
Yeah, if Jamie hadn't have. Yeah.
Her flight was booked. That's all I can say. And there was no cancellations.
No.
So it was we gotta shoot it. And it was, Steve, you got ADR to do. And, I did the ADR with Tammy. There's
have you done the last ADR yet?
Well, I mean, no. I'm debating whether I need it for Jamie or not. But there are a couple of lines of hers that are stepped on a little bit by the construction, but it's not as bad as Tammy's were. Tammy's was so when I put Tammy's ADR in with it. It does feel like it works, but I don't know. It's it could be worse, that's for sure. I mean, you can clearly hear all of Jamie's audio pretty well. There's not a single line that you can't understand. In fact, I would probably say the one line that was stepped on the most was unfortunately Trinity's one line that she had in that scene.
The one where when she well, I'm not gonna say when, but
if there was a line I might want to pick up, it's probably that Trinity's one. I might have to ask Trinity whether but the thing is, she has to use the same microphone that we used on the same type of microphone. Otherwise, it won't match up well. No. So that's kind of tricky. But if I can get her to rent it from somewhere and just say this one line, it sucks that I have to pay a rental fee on the microphone for just one line, but. I might have. I don't know. I might have to. It's stepped on just a little too much. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll get the opinions of my producers and stuff like that.
But it really did feel like every time Tammy, it would be quiet, and every time Tammy went to speak, like we were like, really?
Yeah,
what do you have against our lovely Tammy? Like it got almost comical at one point, right? Because. It would be quiet, and then we'd go, okay, they're good, and then we'd be like, action, and then it would start up, because that's always Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
No, I mean, Tommy did help us out. It was really nice to have him, because you did get a lot of shots that one night that we wanted to get during filming,
exactly,
and weren't able to. And
there was a lot there. Like the one shot we used Tommy for. I can't. I wish I could say what it was, but it was something Will and I had talked about getting during filming.
Tommy can't say nothing. Anyway, go on.
Yeah,
Steve.
But anyway, it was something that Will and I had talked. We had talked about because we had actually done a pretty similar shot in the short film version of Unseen. And it was like, should we do it? I'm like, oh. And then it would be like, if we have time to do it. And of course,
and we
you know,
ran out
when
of
you're
time.
doing this, you're not going to get time.
No.
So we didn't have time. But I always said, boy, it'd still be kind of cool to get that shot.
Yeah. And the one shot we attempted, and it just didn't work, you know?
Yeah.
The outside to inside shot.
Yeah.
And it just
It's tough.
It didn't work. And then Tommy made it happen. So we were grateful. And then we were able to do that stunt scene. And again, because Tommy and I work together so often, it was easy to do, right? We didn't have to, I mean, Tommy's done stunts and so have I. And so we, you know, you didn't need a stunt coordinator on set because Tommy basically is kind of a stunt coordinator. So it was very easy to do for you, Steve. So we were happy. It was fun. It was just fun too to, you know, come back, right? Yes,
I want
Trinity
to
did
highlight
kill it.
this comment.
Alexei.
Yes.
Alexei,
Alexei's one of the few people that have seen the rough cut. Again, it's just rough at this point.
But Trinity did kill it. She was
Trinity was amazing. I want to say a lot of our cast killed it.
Oh, they did.
Shout out to Katerina. Katerina was great. There was like a few scenes really with Katerina where she really was shining like big time. And Zoe, who was a last minute casting, who played Stacy. She was fantastic. Sarkis, Roland, you guys all killed it. We're gonna have you all on the show. Stephen Glinsky, who was another last minute casting. He was last minute though because I was having a hell of a time finding somebody to play that role. I didn't actually cast anybody in that role for the longest time as Tyler. I had taken some auditions from a few people. I got one from one actor that was pretty good, but he was union, so there was just no way it was going to work. And plus, he had to fly all the way in from New York or some damn thing and wanted me to pay for his flight and accommodation and blah, blah, blah. So I was lucky to find somebody local that pulled off this character very, very well with Stephen Glinsky. So, man, the whole cast, man, I can't say enough about the cast. They did a phenomenal job. Tammy as Ashley.
This was her first
feature film. And she stepped in, you know, taking over the role that Felissa Rose was supposed to have, who unfortunately we lost.
That's big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
From going from her to first time. But Tammy was very, I mean, she was so lovely. She's just such a lovely person that she was just very eager to learn. And that makes it so much easier. And takes direction very well. Yes. Yeah. That's important. You need actors that, you know, don't get that big inflated ego and are willing to listen to their director, because that's important. You know, I'm a pretty easygoing director. A lot of times I like to just let them go at it. Let them feel the scene, and I'll say something if something's off to me. You know, that's kind of where I am as a director. You know, I like to let my actors just feel the characters themselves, and that's great. I know. I
won't say anything about that.
I'm not. You saw me smirk? Yeah. I was gonna say, now you were talking about favorite scenes, though. Trinity and Stephen, the one scene we filmed at the other house location.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite scenes, and I was. You know, I had the real pleasure of kind of coordinating that scene a bit stunt-wise, and it was a very sensitive scene. That's all I'll say. It was a very sensitive scene, and I have to say, I mean, it's a weird thing to say that was a favorite scene, but I think that people, when they watch it, will really see the depth and the talent of those two actors.
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
There you go. We've got a couple of other comments I want to make sure I get.
Oh, yes, Sarkis. You too, sure.
Oh, God, what's he saying? But CrossFit is a young person's exercise routine. Yeah, I guess it is. Damn, John, what are you doing chasing cars? All as well, man.
John. Okay. So,
are there cars in Hawaii, John? No, I'm sure there's lots of cars in Hawaii. That's where John lives, is in Hawaii. Great trailers, folks. Can't wait to see it. Thank you so much, Unnamed Horror Podcast. I have a feeling I know who I think so. I could be wrong. But yeah, thank you, Unnamed Horror Podcast. Joe says, Premiere Pro has new tools that are supposed to fix those kind of problems. If you want me to take a look, I'll take a look. Which problem were we talking about again? I'm getting mixed up now.
Is it audio, or what problem are you talking about?
I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. Trinity killed it. Blah, blah. All actors impressive. Canadian talent. Not all of our cast was Canadian though. We did Sarkis came in from L.A. Katerina came in from L.A. Well, she's like
Roland.
L.A. and New York.
Yeah.
Roland's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Who else came?
I think those were the only three
Were they the only
non-Canadians. I think those were the only three non-Canadians. Trinity came from
Could be.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Zoe kind of splits her
Yeah,
time,
you're
I think,
probably right.
from Vancouver and here. But I think those were the only three non-Canadians.
Probably, yeah. So we had some good talent from the U.S. too. So there you go.
Yeah.
And
No, I mean, I think you just wanted the talent that was best for the role is what you did. And I think that was really great. What's it? Oh.
That's somebody who knows something. Against All Odds production. I don't know who this is, but
that's
somebody...
That's Roland, isn't it?
Oh, is it Roland? Is that who this is?
Roland, that's you, Roland, isn't it?
If it's Roland, say it's Roland.
Say Roland. If that's you, say it's Roland.
Oh man.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. But it seems like it's somebody who knows something.
Yeah, it does. Well, it has to be somebody that knows something because there's only a few people that know something.
There's always somebody watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the box, man?
Oh, poor Brad Pitt.
Poor Brad Pitt, exactly.
Yeah. I just have great things to say. And I mean, for 4 students who came on, our Cato students, because we do have a film school here in Kelowna, and we had 4 students that volunteered and they stayed those hours. They were there till 2, 3 in the morning. We didn't get to have them for every single day because they did have class.
Yeah.
And they
I wish we could have.
I know, but they had school to go to.
But we were also really lucky that when Roland came in,
Roland
he was not only acting, but he was handling
crew.
a lot of the cameras. He was part of the crew.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Roland, I mean, Roland, you killed it, man.
Did.
We couldn't have done this movie without you. And it's so funny when I picked Roland up from the airport, and I when we booked the Airbnb, it said room 6 people.
Yeah.
So we already had a few people there. We had Will, we had Trinity, we had Katerina. But there was only 3 bedrooms, I think.
Oh,
so
Sarkis?
I think it was rooms. Sarkis came after.
Oh, that's right.
Too.
He came after.
But yeah, so Roland gets there. I pick him up at the airport. I'm like, "There's not another bed. It says it's it said it's room 6 people, but I guess it's imagining 2 people per room." Yeah. So I'm like, "Are you okay to sleep on the couch?" And it was like, "Oh man, that's fine, man. That's totally cool." And I'm like, "I have air mattresses too." So I thought he was going to be pissed at me. He just gets off a plane from Pennsylvania to come and be in our movie, and then he's helping out on crew. On one of our days off, we got Will, myself, and Roland all got a bunch of pickup shots that we needed on one of our days off. So I mean, and he was awesome. Roland,
he was awesome.
I miss you. I miss you, man.
He was great because I mean, I would say Roland and I definitely wore the most hats. I would say, other than in terms of just doing multiple jobs, just kind of throwing ourselves in, not just the 2 of us. I shouldn't say that everybody did tons of stuff, but it was lovely to have him just say whatever you need.
Exactly. So I got a question for everybody in the chat that has seen the teaser, and if you haven't seen the teaser, go away from this for a moment and watch the teaser. Damn it, watch the teaser. It's on our channel. We played it early in the right at the beginning of this stream, so you can just go back to the beginning of this stream and watch it if you want, and just watch the teaser. And then I want you to tell me what your favorite shot is from the teaser. Tell me what your favorite shot.
Can you play it again in here, or you can't?
You guys want me to just play the teaser again?
You want us to play the teaser again in here? Would that be easier than sending everyone away? They might not get back in. Might be easier.
Okay.
Then they might have questions, right?
I have to remove everybody though, but that's okay.
Oh, do you?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I might have to change. Oh, maybe let's just see what happens here.
Could you play the intro again? Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
No, it's okay. We're playing it here. We're good. Don't be right back. We're good.
Why? I know it's you, Amy. Why did you do it? Why?
I know what I heard. I swear to God I heard my ex in that phone call.
I just can't see him doing this.
I'd like to report something. I'm being stalked by my ex.
You made promises, Amy. You said we'd be together forever.
There you have it. That's our teaser. I don't know. What's your favorite shot there, Tanya?
I like probably the stuff at the house. I like
Oh, which house?
pictures.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No.
The pictures at the end there.
Yeah. Like
yes.
the Amy pictures.
All those pictures are of Emily Fraser, who was on set with, who was another actress that was on set with us for one day. Came in from Vancouver. We did a lot with her in one day, I tell you. And that painting was done of hers. She modeled for that painting, I should say, as well. Well, I shouldn't say model. She posed. She posed a picture. She's had a picture taken of herself that had certain directions. And what's that noise we got coming? It's
Tommy.
Tommy's phone.
Tom, if you need to go, it's all good, hon. Why don't you maybe just take Tommy?
We'll remove.
Well, he has a personal phone.
I'll keep him in the studio if if he comes back. That's fine.
He might have got a personal phone call, I think. So, yeah, and I mean, I just love all the just the POV shots, right? Like, I mean, the whole thing is, but it's just it's so good.
The hands grabbing our heroine in the darkness, obscuring all, was the money shot. I believe so. She's actually referring to that sort of near the end where he grabs her by the neck. Yeah. That's not our heroine, by the way.
That's not.
That is not our heroine.
That's not our heroine.
That was the lovely. Well, I'll say who it is. That's she's in the cast. That's Zoe. That's Zoe Welsh, who plays Stacy. There's not a lot of our cast in the actual teaser. No. Our heroine is probably in it the most because you do get shots of her screaming and stuff towards the end, and you get a bit of dialogue from her in it as well, and a little bit of dialogue from Katerina, who plays Jessica. That's about, and our unseen man, who we never see other than his hands, and many hands played the unseen man. I can tell when they're mine. I'll say that I can tell when they are mine. Yeah. It's not that I necessarily remember my hands being the hands at that point, but it's like I know my hands so well.
I was gonna say it. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to, Steve. I was gonna say my favorite part of the trailer is trying to guess whose hands were whose, but I wasn't sure.
It's an impossible thing at this point because so many hands played.
I think I could probably guess just because I know the people, right? And so also I know who played what hands in what scene, so I have an advantage. But
I would say probably the one shot that I remember that I really liked was him coming through the window. That POV, that was an interesting one because that was not my hand in that I believe.
No.
Well, actually, I think it wasn't my hand on the window, but I think it was my hand for the door. I think.
Yes, I think it was one of the students. It was maybe Colton
No,
or
no,
no?
because
Was it Will?
they weren't on
Oh no,
set
they
that
weren't on
day.
set that day. You're
It
right.
was
They weren't
it
on
was
set that day.
either Will's hand
Will's
on the
or
window
yeah,
or Roland's hand.
it was Roland or Will. You're right.
It
They
was
weren't on set.
Roland or Will because they did that shot together. It was a
Mhm.
handoff shot. So
Yes.
one of them handed the camera
The
to the
camera
other
off.
one through the window because otherwise you're going to have
Mhm.
all kinds of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even still it's kind of shaky of a shot, but
Yeah.
you want a little bit of shake to imply the POV. But
Yeah. No, that was
yeah,
a nice
that's how we did
handheld
it.
shot though. That was a nice handheld shot that you did that one.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did right through the
Yeah.
window. But yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
cool.
then yeah, and then I mean, and then Tommy got to be. Did Tommy get to be hands? I don't know if he did. I don't think he did.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
in a sense,
in a sense, he did.
in a sense,
In a sense, he does.
But I don't know. You're not really gonna see
No.
them.
No.
Not really, anyways.
No. I mean, I felt the hands. But I mean, it's stunt work. So stunt work always involves two people. So, right?
Eric Carpenter, Deborah Hill, Halloween feel with the POV. Yes, we
Oh.
love the POV.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah. Carpenter and Deborah. Yeah, it does have Halloween
Okay.
vibes with POV, like the Michael
bit.
Myers through the mask type thing.
Yeah, in the opening
Yeah.
scene, right? Yeah, that's classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
POV
So-
is very. I think it's very cool because just puts you into
I
the
mean, the
mind
big-
of the killer.
Exactly, and that was I was just gonna say that was kind of the whole point of the
Yeah.
POV is to make you feel like you could be this killer, because at the end of the day, the killer in this film is not some psychotic mass murdering butcher that just does this every day of his life. This is a normal person who snapped.
Yeah.
And each and every one of us, I believe, has that ability to snap on a dime.
Yeah.
Just if under the proper circumstances, we
Yeah.
all have that potential to just snap and do something unthinkable. So, what
I think
other
it's
favorite
like
shots do you guys have?
It's like, what's your limit, right? It's like you reach your
Yeah.
what is every
Breaking
person has a
point.
limit, your breaking point, right? To
Yeah.
push you over the edge.
Some of us have been closer to that breaking point than others, though. So I think this is going to affect people who have been close, have seen that breaking point. If you've seen the edge, if you've played around with the edge of that breaking point,
Yeah.
I think you're going to definitely feel something with this movie.
Yeah.
But if you
Or
haven't,
No. I mean, relate. Well, it's nice to kind of not relate, but the POV makes you not relate to the character, but one could hope through that you can see why he's doing what he's doing, right?
exactly.
That's what you want.
Oh, Joe said something here. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong one. Watch out, Steve. You might get booted for referencing heroin so much that I can't wait to see this. Everything I've seen so far is exciting. Thanks.
We don't
Chico.
want to give away too much. Yeah, I guess we don't want to give away too much.
Little trivia. Robert Englund worked on the crew for Halloween 78, sweeping up leaves to reuse. Yes, I knew that. I knew that, actually.
That's
He
so
was part
cool.
of
So that's
the
why I
lead
always
crew.
say, it's nice to have these students on because you just never know where they're going to be in 20 years, right?
Exactly.
And
You never know.
Steve may have helped mentor the next, Martin Scorsese. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
And they'll be thanking him in an Oscar speech one day. Saying, I worked with Steve Merlo on a little film once. And
And they'll be like, Steve Merlo? Who? Who is that again?
no, they'll be
We'll
like
see.
that
We'll
indie
see.
film, that did so well. But I mean, the future of Hollywood. I followed the industry because like I said, I'm an actor first and foremost, and I usually act. And the industry right now it's indie filmmaking is really hitting its stride right now. So Steve's doing the right thing. by just
Alexis says the
creating.
POV is brilliant. The killer's psycho obsession with all the photos in the end scene gets to me.
Yes,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It shows.
I agree, Alexis.
It definitely shows a big obsessive behavior. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I like that shot, and I actually like the first shot POV. Even though you guys are probably like, "Why is it so out of focus?" And while we're filming it, I was like, we were all like, we can't keep the focus while doing this shot. It was a tough shot to really keep focus. And every time I look back on it, I'm like, this just works. Why does it
does
work? Why does it work? The killer himself is out of
not.
focus. His mind, and I can't spoil why that shot particularly needed to be more out of focus than the others. Although I'm going to see if I can ask our colorist, if she can maybe add a little bit of out of focus to a lot of the POVs. But yeah, that first shot needs to be more out of focus,
Yeah.
and I won't go into why.
No.
Because again, this is a guy who's just lost his mind, and you gotta think that way. When
Yeah.
your life goes out of focus, how are you going to respond? So,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't intentional at the time, I told our DP, let's just leave it, because I think this captures the vibe of what this killer is feeling. So yeah, even though that first shot is out of focus, I really like it that way. And I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. It's
Personally.
almost like his brain is foggy, right? Like
Yes.
he's having
Foggy brain.
problems. He's having problems now, from right from wrong, and blurring.
Yeah.
It's blurring the lines, really, right?
Reality from
Reality
his
is blurring.
delusions. It's like I don't want to spoil the very first shot of the film, but let's say it just kind of ties into that. A little bit, and it's a very long shot. The very first shot of the movie is not a very long shot, but it's a pretty long shot, and it was meant to symbolize something, and along those lines. So you'll see when you see the movie, and maybe you'll make the connection, maybe you won't. But we use certain specific types of shots. We have these shots not just because they're random and they look cool. It's because there's some sort of cinematic language that goes with them. There's something you're trying to tell through a shot, just from the way it's the movement and all that comes with it. The focus pulls and all that kind of stuff that you can do with certain shots. You're trying to tell a story right through those shots. So. Yeah, that's why we do that. There's a lot of thinking that goes into making a shot list. I will say this about this movie compared to the Sawyer Massacre. I would say much more of my shot list made it on screen than the Sawyer Massacre. It was something like 10 to 15% of my shots from my shot list on the Sawyer Massacre actually made it on screen due to the logistical things that we had to deal with. And the fact that I just didn't know the locations well enough because I hadn't been to Texas. But on this film, it was more like 90% of what I had on my shot list was more or less what I was looking for. And hey, there's Tyler himself, Steve Glinsky. Hey, Steve and Tanya, love the teaser. Can't wait to see more. We have it.
Steve, we were talking about you earlier. Were your ears ringing? I was just talking about how one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie was a scene the sensitive scene. That's all I'm going to say. Delicate scene is the scene you did with Trinity, where you guys just knocked it out of the park, and it was a real blessing and honor to witness you guys doing that. And you guys took the direction so well from Steve and Will, and then from me kind of coordinating that little I was an intimacy and stunt coordinator kind of thing, and stunt coordinator, and you guys just took it so well, and you just killed it.
Alexi is asking, are you going to include any of your own music in the film, Steve? As far as my original songs go, no. Because there's already some original songs that were bought by people as perks. Yeah. So I don't feel there's the need for that. But as far as the score goes, I've decided I'm scoring 100% of this movie. Yeah. Everything you heard in the teaser was my own music, and you'll hear that throughout the film. So yeah, it is going to be all my own score, but none of my original songs will be in the movie. I just don't feel like there's a place for a lot of them because they're too weird. But
Steve's a great musician. If anyone's in the chat that doesn't know that, Steve's very talented.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's very modest. He's a very good musician. He is. Talking about the shot list, though, I know that Will and we would have the shot list, and we would go over it and make sure that we got and timed it wise and everything. So we were making sure you got your shots. we
Yeah,
made sure
we,
you got
we,
your
we did
shots.
pretty good for the most part. I think we
Yeah.
got most everything that was on the shot list.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's definitely some shots that we had to change due to certain
logistics or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, right. You know, the way the location was set up or whatever, you know, or, you know, lighting situations, who knows, you know.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have that a little bit.
Of course.
And
Always.
there's also going to be, you know, Will's a very when he goes to locations, he's going to suggest certain shots based on what he sees
Yeah.
at the location. So, you know, it's just stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that,
you took his advice obviously, and then we went with that, and then you just adjusted.
Will always knows the type of shots I want to get. He
does.
He definitely understands the way I
Your
like.
brain.
Yeah.
And then I know by the end of the, you know, by filming, I mean, you and I started to just, I mean, we share a brain. When we text, it's funny because we text the same things to each other. We often laugh. We're like, we share a brain. And to those who don't know, I mean, both Steve and I are married to Filipinos. So it's,
there you go.
like I said, we were just like, okay, what else, you know? But like Steve was saying earlier, that I really loved when I read the script, that everything and the locations, everything's very intentional in this movie when you watch it. From the locations, how they look, it's from the wardrobe that I picked, the colors, everything was very intentional. It wasn't, no detail was just slapped on, you know.
Exactly.
It was all very, you know, everything a lot of thought was put into everything for the characters, for each of the characters and the way they are, and from the killer, and yeah,
There
just
you go.
every different house too, right? Like that we used in the different locations. Everything, Steve, you
We had
a
some
reason.
great locations.
Yeah, shout out to the people who gave us locations. But Steve,
yeah.
you very much thought out the locations and had them look a certain way for the.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Will helped me with. You
Yes,
know,
Will had an eye for that, right?
When I was scouting the locations, I was taking like videos and pictures of each location I was scouting, and you know, sometimes I would think, oh, this location is going to be good for this scene, for these scenes or whatever, and he would be like, wait a sec, though, think about it. This location works better for this, and you know, when you really think about certain things, it's like, okay, this actually makes sense. So Will has a very good eye for these kinds of things. So there you go. John says, I live in Wapayo, Hawaii. I'm probably mispronouncing that big time, and it's mainly Filipinos. There you go. How about that? Anyways, guys, we're gonna probably call it a. What's that?
Sorry, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Something?
I was just mentioning. No, John just said earlier. I can say that a person who suffers from panic attacks, when they hit everything around you, even go out of focus, you feel detached. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we got so you're referring to like the out of focusness.
Yeah. Of that shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I can see, like, our character, I think, likely was probably suffering panic attacks during. I mean, it wasn't something specific, but I can see where you get that. So I'm thank you that.
And I'm sure you will get that when you watch the film. Even more so than you probably get in the teaser. You definitely get a sense of something's really bugging him in that teaser, but I think you're going to get a lot more of that from the actual film. Anyways, guys,
Steve,
sure.
I want to mention, for the Indiegogo campaign, it is still on. And so if you know anyone, a horror movie buff in your life who is hard to buy for, or who was a fan of Steve's SAWYER Massacre, or just a fan of horror and it's hard to buy for, buy them something from our Indiegogo list. It's a great Christmas present. It's unique. There's still lots of great perks up there that are available. Lots and lots. It would be supporting indie filmmaking. And
look at that.
You know,
our good buddy John from Behind the Scenes bought a perk logo in the film. There you go. Thank you so much, John. You are awesome, buddy.
John, you are amazing. And yes, Steve and I would love to come on in the new year. We will come on. I don't know if you caught that when he said in the chat earlier that he would like to have you and I on in the new year.
Was that John Behind the Fiends or was that John Doomsday Crypt? We had two Johns.
No, I think it was John Behind the Fiends. Am I right, John?
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, John.
I missed that one, so
John put Behind the Fiends. Put it in if it was you. Because I thought I saw you type it, but I could have been wrong. It was you, yes.
Okay. It was you, okay. That's good. I just wanted to clear it up just in case.
I thought I saw
that's two Johns. So.
Well, I didn't say John, so I know them both as John, though. But it was really good. But yes, if
And other John says he's going to grab a perk too. Thank you so much, there, John.
But yeah, I think they
very appreciated. Help this guy get out of debt. I'm like 20K in debt from this movie.
He's got 2 kids,
but you know, you do 2 kids to feed. I'm in debt, man. This was expensive. This movie, and you know, and again, we did raise pretty good money on Indiegogo. We did pretty well with what we raised. But you know,
extra costs that you don't see coming, and that just add up because things happen. You just don't know they're going to happen in the budget, and just things add up. It is guerrilla indie filmmaking.
It is what it is. You know,
but yeah,
like
please. No, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like one of the big things that set us back was our camera crew bailing on us.
Yes,
we had a camera crew and they bailed on us, so I had to spend some money. It's just the way it was gonna go. But now I have a really nice camera.
Yes, you do. You shoot with all the time now.
And now I know how to use it. You know, I thank you, William, for teaching me how to use this camera, because I love using it now. It's like I'm not a techie guy whatsoever, but man, I love this camera.
The pickup shots you did with it turned out great, though, Steve.
Yeah, I love the way they look. I love the way they look in the film, and doing pretty good with this new camera.
And the students we work with, it wasn't a camera they were familiar working with, so they really appreciated learning to work on a totally different camera. So you taught them to work on a different camera. But yes, please go buy your friends in your life that like horror or something very unique, and then they'll be like, oh, I have this from this film. Then they'll go watch it, and it'll be real special. So yeah, I think that's a cool idea.
Now you'll be you're both welcome. Thank you so much, John and John, and thank you, John. Thank you, John. I just sent you the proof for buying the. Oh, thank you. Oh, you don't have to send me. I believe you. Bought a new camera too, $1,500. Yeah, this camera was a little more than that. Well, the lenses were. The lenses were. I can't believe the lenses were more expensive than the camera, but we had to get these lenses because. I don't know, they were just fantastic lenses, and they worked well with the camera. Even though we had to also buy an adapter because they didn't fit on the rig, take it. I forget the term for that, but anyways, the mount or whatever like that for it. But so
we those things we were all willing to like dive for and let them fall on us for the camera and the lens. We were like, if that thing drops, we're all just gonna like dive under it and take, protect the camera at all costs.
Protect the camera, because man, that was expensive. That there alone set. I mean, let's not get into money, but it's
no, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
That stuff was, definitely in the 5-figure range. We'll just say that, But
very worth it because
I wanted this movie to look a certain way, and I knew that I was going to capture that look with this camera. We, Will and I studied it while we were in pre-production. Yeah. What was going to capture the look the best, and it's. I wish I could say that I could capture it with my iPhone, but you just, that's unrealistic to say. Now, I'm not saying you can't shoot good stuff on an iPhone, but you can. But
even with the iPhones, they put lenses on them. You know what I mean? Whenever people say, well, I shot this on an iPhone, and you see the footage, they always have a big lens on the end. So it's...
So anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what? But we had a blast working on this film. I had the best time working with Steve. If
I'm glad you did.
I did, Steve. I mean, I would work with you again and again and again. And I learned so much just from... And again, I appreciated... I mean, yes, of course, it would have been much easier if I was just the first AD and we had a 30-second and a third. Of course, in a dream world, that would be ideal. But I learned so many different departments, and sometimes that is the best on-the-job training, is doing a bunch of different things. And I had a great time designing the wardrobe. Like, that was fun to me.
Yeah, that was great. And the wardrobe was great. Yeah, I just got to say, you did a great job. I'm glad I finally got your robe back to you.
Thank you. Yes, I felt so bad because I used a lot of my clothes, my daughter's clothes, and we used my daughter's bathrobe, and I think I left it at Steve's for like 4 months. And finally my daughter's like, Mom, can I have my robe back? And I was like, oh my gosh. So Steve brought it to the pickup shop and we did it. And I think, I think
you left it at Heidi's house, and I
did leave it at Heidi's house. Yes,
I
did leave it at Heidi's house. I think someone else still has the clothes that Leia wore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the clothes that Leah wore. So they're somewhere, but they'll get back to me somewhere. No one stole anything there. I know where they are. I just got to get them. But
there you go.
I'm not missing. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and please watch for the trailer when it releases. I don't know, Steve. Do you know when the trailer is going to drop? You don't know.
The trailer,
Like the actual trailer.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be one.
There's
we might
not
do
gonna
it.
be one?
This is a
No?
teaser. This is
Okay.
a real trailer will spoil too
Well,
much.
you know what? I was just going to say. I was about to say. I think this might be all they're getting. I was going to ask you that. I think.
I'm not going to say this is all they're getting. Like I could see
Not
us
all,
doing.
but other
I could
little
see
clips,
us doing another teaser. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of promo stuff and all that.
Teasers.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it would give too much away if we did a full.
Yeah, it's very tough. Every time I've thought about doing a trailer, theatrical style trailer.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
It just seems like I'm going to end up giving away too much, and
I think
it's tough. I know it's tough because I feel bad for the actors because they're barely in it.
Unseen. Sorry.
The unseen trailer is unseen, but it's still it's over 2 minutes long. The teaser's over 2 minutes long, and we don't give anything away other than this is kind of a stalkerish kind of movie. You don't get a lot of our protagonist in the trailer, in the teaser. You just get the vibe of the movie, and I think at this point I don't want to give away any more than that. No. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that. I won't say never, but
no, I think you could do another teaser trailer, and then that's easier to just.
I can see that
piecemeal, right? But this is a difficult one because there are so many spoilers just in almost every scene.
Yeah, and I'm that guy that doesn't want to give away the whole story. I mean, I've seen too many trailers that
show
give
the whole movie.
I didn't need to see, and then you got to see my movie. And I watch it, and I'm like, well, I saw all of that in your teaser. Why did I need to watch a 2-hour movie that basically was all summed up in the trailer? So, I'm very iffy when it comes to trailers. I even kind of questioned doing it for the Sawyer Massacre, but I think I was able to keep a fairly grounded trailer that gave you little bits of our characters and.
Yeah,
I think it worked out pretty. I think it was a good trailer.
Great. I was gonna say, should we? The Sawyer Massacre makes a cameo in this one.
It does, and actually, I wasn't going to say
Steve
this.
makes a cameo.
I make a cameo in this one.
I was about to say Steve makes a cameo in
this
one.
I won't spoil it.
Not any way that you think. No one will guess how. So it's very unique. It's in a very unique way and kind of unintentional. We didn't plan it, but it just.
And I actually tried to cut it out of the film. I tried my best, but it just I couldn't get it out. Needed the shot. Mm-hmm. I had to have that shot, so that was the way it was.
We all thought it was great on set that day. We were like, yes, and Steve's like, I don't want this. And we said, yes, it has to happen.
So I'm not known for making cameos in my own movies, but I did in this one.
You did in this one, and then I think it's great. I think it's great, and you know what? We also had great background actors too when we called for background actors. We had some show up, and so you know what? We did have really great luck in that kind of respect. We had great cast. Yeah. What else can you say? And the weather did cooperate.
The weather cooperated after that first scene. Once the first scene was done, weather was great. So weather can be kind of a gong show, but overall, other than that first scene we shot, the weather held up. So, and there were some days where like, oh, is the weather going to hold up? Is the weather going to hold up? And it did. Yeah. So
it did. We didn't even get rain. Like it wasn't ever rainy really, we just got hail. I think they were just giving us a little warning.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I think that's going to have to wrap it up for us. Thank you to John for making the contribution. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
And go support us on Indiegogo. Give this video a like and a share or a comment on after if you want. I don't know.
Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The Unseen Movie, please, and share it with your friends.
Exactly. I'm sure most of these people already are, but share it with your friends. Spread the word. I'm going to start doing more of this stuff. I'm going to try to get at least the main cast on the next live stream I do. I don't know if I'll get to do it this year, but we'll see. With Christmas coming and all that, it might be tough, but we'll see. This might be my only Merlo's Movie Massacre of the years. So, If that's the case, that's the case. But I will, 2025, I promise I will do more than one live stream. I promise. More than one.
Thanks to Doomsday Crypt, he grabbed the movie poster perk. So
there you go. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. I maximize space on it. John Edward Henderson Jr. Oh, great. That's awesome. Kimberly says, bye, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, Kimberly. What I was saying is I had issues on buying Sawyer. Yes, that's right. He tried to buy it, the Sawyer Massacre on our, I think he tried to buy the Blu-ray on one of our campaigns. And I don't know if it was something to do with, I know certain Visa cards or whatever, like credit cards from the States don't work.
Yeah.
For the Canadian, because it's a Canadian bank account.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm glad that you didn't have any issues buying this poster.
Too.
Thank you.
Very glad.
Great. Very glad that. Well, that's a good thing to know that there's no issues then from U.S. people buying things. So that's good to know.
Really appreciate your support, though, guys. These movies just don't get made without support from you guys. So just keep spreading the word. You know, if I don't recover all my money, whatever. It's just money, right? But you know, at the same time, I'm not a rich man. I'm not a rich man, and I what's the bet the farm on this movie? I guess you could say.
We also want Steve to make more movies at some point, and so you know we need him to.
I got more going on. Boy, oh boy, I get so many people wanting me to read their scripts and stuff like that. I keep getting emails from different people, and I want to do it, guys. I want you guys to know that if you're any of those people that has been sending me scripts, I want to do it. I want to read your scripts. It's just, man, the time is just, it's tough. It's tough right now. I'm a busy guy.
He's got kids and wife and he's doing footsteps.
All I've really been able to do as far as that goes so far is give some formatting advice, because I just don't have enough time to read a full script, but I can see where there's like formatting issues and stuff like that. So, because, you know, hey, man, I had a lot of formatting issues when I was first writing scripts too. So it takes a bit of getting used to. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you, Tanya, for coming on. It's been great chatting with you. And next time we'll hopefully have some of the cast on. That would be great. Well, Tanya's part of the cast.
I was, yeah.
Small role. Yeah, small role, but it's part of the cast. So there you go.
I was part of the cast.
There you go. All right, guys. See you guys. Have yourselves a good night. Yee.
Bye, everybody.